Warming up.
Am I looking at the camera this way?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I feel stubbing here, but I know it's because you've tried to get the kids in. So this is a live stream, so we're gonna wait for people to join. If you are watching the recorded version of this video, um, know that the actual conversation will happen in a few minutes. Oof, burpees.
Still waiting for the feed to appear.
Meanwhile, we're gonna update friends that we're starting the stream so that it's a chance for them to join.
Facebook is running. Switch glasses.
Huge.
Then
A tweet.
Hey, Mitch.
Ooh. We're just gathering things.
Okay. YouTube is running.
Anything else?
Very well done. So who took the floor?
Oh. Okay, that's cool.
Very welcome.
Hello, Kenny. Kenny's over on YouTube. Hello, hello.
Feel a bit bad I didn't get the old stuffed toys out.
There's so many.
But yeah, they're starved.
And the ones that are out are already in need of a wash. Okay, I think things are good. Is that a new pair of glasses? Toby just switches between two different reading glasses.
Yeah, the one I use when I drive, and there's reading, which I'm not supposed to use for further away. But my grade has shifted again, and my eyes are itchy from moving the stuff toys. But I could have gotten the weird baby.
What?
Remember the weird stuff toys? The one,
The
there was
alien?
the couple one. There's the one with the fuzzy feet that seems to be roller skating.
They're the dragons,
Mm-mm.
which are not quite stuffed toy, but okay. Anyway, I guess we'll get things started and roll credits, and we'll be right back.
Oh yeah! Baduy Pride!
This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, a little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
It's completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us as we talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again. This Tuesday, since we're shifting from just food topics on Tuesday to calling it typical Tuesdays,
General domesticity and other things of the household.
we decided to pull out a suggested topic.
Oh my gosh, was this a suggestion?
Yes, this was a suggested topic.
I forgot. I forgot. Now I have to double check who suggested it. Do you
Oh my
remember?
gosh, my iPad's at 5% battery.
Oh,
Not gonna work
oh,
as a timer.
we're super off our game today.
We're super still at work mode.
Yeah, and I was still like diagnosing stuff. It's Mitch. Mitch suggested that plushies are not just for kids. Memento, collectibles, cute, even for trophy, beating the claw machine, showcase your plushie collection, how Toby hides it in luggage. Also start with history, trivia, psychology, why kids and through adults like plushie, and to mix the best way to clean them. The last one is the big mystery, really, on how to clean stuffed toys effectively. That's
So
always a
yeah, so our
challenge.
topic is plushies and stuffed toys, which officially are two different things.
That's confusing. All right, Toby, take us through definitions.
So stuffed toys are any toy that has an outer fabric sewn from a textile, then stuffed with flexible materials. Officially, plushies was a specific term using a certain specific fabric,
Plush.
which was plush fabric, which is similar to velvet and has a softness and has a luxurious connotation until it was overused to the point that people saw it as gaudy, and then
Hmm.
there was the shift back.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Kenny
that's
remarks that Mitch always has very descriptive suggestions. Yes, she does.
mhm. So that's our topic today, and Mitch's version of the topic covers the range of ways we will talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's your initial definition, and then, but yeah, I think now we're at a point where plushie is commonly
Hmm.
accepted to refer to many things. It's sort of like the smoothie discussion, smoothie shake and whatnot, and like the lines have blurred, and you just accept their stuffed animals.
Now, the belief is that 1880 was the time a German company created the first stuffed toy, which was a felt animal, a felt elephant, that was meant to be a pincushion.
Oh, okay. I guess does this predate the pincushion tomato? We shall never know. Okay.
And then 1892, Ifaka Kitty became the first mass produced stuffed animal in the United States, sold as the Tabby Cat by Arnold Print Works.
Wow, print is a printed pattern on muslin.
Mhm.
Oh, that's something you only hear in like Project Runway.
And
Sounds like
then
a
and
rough
then
doll, huh?
eventually it leads to the Teddy Roosevelt bear cub. So the teddy bear term starts
Yes.
happening, and the Peter Rabbit character from the English author Beatrix Potter. Um, However, I still feel there may have been earlier stuffed toys, and they just don't survive history.
That's very possible.
Right? Can you like imagine like maybe ancient Egyptian stuffed toys based on cats or something? But then, cloth disintegrates, the fibers unravel, and as far as archaeologists are concerned, oh look, it must have been a blanket, but it might have been something else.
Yeah, I mean, like, isn't it sad that many times history is tied to commercialism? So
Mhm,
then we can only, because that's where records start happening, receipts and
mhm,
whatnot. So tying the beginning of the stuffed toy to when it was first manufactured professionally just
mhm.
speaks to that. That well, you can trust a company to have records of
And
it.
I could imagine how common it was. Like, um, I'd be I'd be out of town and I'd be bored and I'd pick up some sticks and I'd start making it into some toy or something. I don't see why someone even much earlier, the moment textiles and fabric existed, wouldn't have started to try to make something out of a toy.
Ultimately, and I think that any parent can relate that anything becomes a toy when you're desperate enough
Mm-mm.
to preoccupy your child.
Ooh, we're not talking about toy and game differentiation. So yeah,
Wow, someone's really still in work mode. Okay. Mitch is asking, does she see eight plushies? I don't know. Do you? Do you? Do you see eight? Crazy.
so
Okay.
we officially have a lot.
Yeah.
We have a few containers of a bunch of them, including a lot. of the white bears, which Yoshi really loved.
There was a time when McDonald's was running a Coca-Cola promotion, and then
Mhm.
it came up with these small little Christmas polar bears,
Mhm.
and Toby's iPad's dead, so we can't
Yeah,
show his
yeah.
wallpaper. But because at the time that was like standard gaming fare, or like even we would like indulge, and we would. But it was a four burger set or
Mm-hmm.
something, a three or a four burger set. We kept
Yeah,
ordering it,
can't like quite see it.
but
Yeah, but
yeah.
they're not visible in the back.
So we got that a lot, man. That's why I got to the weight that I was. We ordered so much McDonald's
Mm-hmm.
before, and then every game night, it's like it was either pizza or McDonald's.
Yeah, and then
So
there was a lot of snacking in between.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
very common to have your hand in something we're munching on while working. Because I was doing the same thing. What? No, it's true.
Hmm.
I'm happy now that we've both gotten used to like limiting our snacking after meals, and then at certain hours we actually don't.
Yeah,
And it's funny how it feels
we're
normal now.
generally on fasting.
Yeah,
So
without
indefinitely.
thinking. So
Okay,
going back to stuffed toys.
so I don't know. I'm gonna blame Toby because when I first met Toby, and he first picked me up in his vehicle, and then it was really like there are a lot of pigs in this car. There were at least three pigs in the car,
Mm-hmm.
right? There was the blue and the pink one hanging on the side.
So there was the blue one on a it wasn't beside a pillow, but it was
But it was like a pillow.
because there was a small
It
pink
was
one on
a
the pillow.
it was a pig head on a pillow,
Yeah,
and then a gaudy blue one hanging from the side, plus a
with
pink
the
one.
suction cups.
Yeah, with a suction cup, plus a pink one right next to it. And
Mm-mm.
I'm like, okay. And then it was really like, what's with pigs? So Toby, what's with you and stuffed animal pigs?
Well, the pig fascination was even beyond stuffed toys. I even had the figurines,
That's
remember?
true.
But then, as I tend to shift because prior to pigs, it was paper clips. So not to mention, I had a paper clip that was longer than my arm. Um, one single paper clip that was longer than my arm. You remember that one?
No,
You don't remember that one?
I don't. You didn't show me that
There
one.
wasn't. I had it in Cubao. I used it to hang stuff in the cabinet. Anyway,
No.
um, but yeah, so stuffed animals. Pigs came after paper clips, and then after pigs came stuffed toys.
Mm.
And I just started to rescue stuffed toys whenever there were sales.
Yeah, and it's funny because I had some stuffed animals
Mm.
growing up. I think the most distinct I remember is that I had a uh what's this? Oh my god, what's it? Shamu.
Mm.
I had the Shamu plushie from SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the killer whale.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very distinct. It's the closest I got to like having a stuffed animal that I would clutch and bring around. But even that, I didn't really bring him around much
Mhm.
because I got into Transformers very early, and I was more likely clutching a robot.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many weird stories of me crying names of Transformers when I wake up because I couldn't find them. Um, so I became a robot person more than a stuffed animal
Mm-hmm.
person, and not that we didn't have stuffed animals, but I was more. I didn't. They weren't necessarily mine. They're like gifts and the like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only with Toby that okay. So this stuffed toy thing is like really a thing.
Well, there was a lot of stuffed toy presence in my childhood. When we used to go to Walt Disney, um, the theme parks. Sorry,
Mm.
my brain's not finding the right words. When we used to go to theme parks, we would go home with lots of those stuffed toys.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, they were huge dinosaurs that were like as big as you.
Mm.
Um, so I remember we would be lugging them home. Dad and dad and the uncles were pretty good at the games, so we kids just relished being able to bring all the stuffed toys home.
I did not have a good track record when
Mm-hmm.
it came to like claw machines and such. I have never won anything from a claw machine.
Mm-hmm.
And then like those, uh, the whatever amusement park style ride, games and stuff of chance and whatnot. Also not good. So so stuffed toys are like few and far between with me. And then like in my adult life, I didn't really buy them because I'd always hear my grandmother admonishing us that they just gather dust.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until Toby and I got together that then I started like indulging and buying crazy things for Toby. But again, there were more like rescue stories. So Toby, why don't you explain you rescuing stuffed animals?
No one loves them, so I want to bring them home.
So
We would always find places where, well, especially in Cubao,
yeah,
where
definitely
toys would
Cubao.
be in sale. Market. Sorry,
No,
Alimal area would tend to have those.
it's Shopwise. The second floor of
Shopwise, second
Shopwise,
floor
there was this
Shopwise.
secondhand bookstore that
Yes,
also sold stuffed toys.
yes,
And then we would walk through that tunnel on the way to SM.
yes.
And then every time Toby would slow down and kind of look into the bin.
And then I'd find the ugliest looking one,
Yeah, he
or
kept looking for
the
the
weirdest looking
ugliest,
one.
whatnot.
And
And
usually we'd find like, oh look, it's cute, it's a whale, it's a turtle, and then I'll find this really ugly looking thing that you can't tell what it is. Like one looked like a frog with fuzzy square feet,
mm.
which just looks so adorably lonely.
And
So
then it's like indeterminate bird. You're not sure if it's a chicken, a duck. It's like it's just strange birds. So, um, and then they'll be like, "Look, it's only 50 pesos, or it's only 100," and then he'll get it, and then we have another weird thing. So there are not all the stuffed animals are like super branded or super
mhm.
like distinct. A lot of them are very strange. And then I know one of the earliest like anniversary gifts I did that
Mhm.
tried to mark this was that there's that annoying
That couple
couple.
shop,
There's a
yeah,
couple's gift shop. I think it's like me
him
and
and
you.
her or
Yeah,
something.
me and you, him and her, something like that. And it mostly favors heterosexual relationships.
Mhm.
So it's like a pillow with a stick figure guy and a stick figure girl, or two shirts that connect that when you stand next to each other, but it's always like a guy and a girl forming a
Mhm.
heart. So
Mhm.
kind of annoying. So the closest was that there was this green alien, and I'm sorry we didn't bring it out, but there's this green alien that he has a big like block head and a
Mhm.
tiny body. But it turns out
They're two aliens.
it's two aliens. That the block was like a giant pillow. You can take it out, and then inside it's like this very
This Y-shaped head,
yeah. There's like a stick. It was like
like a
a
fork.
walking stick insect alien, and then that was him. Then they connect together, and look,
Mm.
they become a thing. So that was like I that was a very stupid purchase, but then Toby liked it, so
Now
then
we
it was worth it.
also we have this strange thing of, we do have toys that are out, like a lot of the kids who we don't mind getting dirty, but we do have to wash them every now and then.
Yeah,
But then we also have toys that we're very conscious about getting dirty, and that's why we keep them stored, we keep them wrapped up, we keep them
yeah.
away.
So like I have,
Snowy.
I indulged in. I have a Snowy plushie from
Mm-hmm.
the Tintin, and Snowy sadly is all white, so he's staying in a bag most of his life. I have the wee bear
Mm-hmm.
plushies that
Mm-hmm.
are forever stacked together, but
Forever
again,
also in the bag.
I'm always keeping them in a bag because I'm worried about Ice Bear getting
Mm-hmm.
gray. And then I have oh my god, what's the uh, Waddles? I have
Mm-hmm.
Waddles the pig
Yeah,
from Galaxy Falls. Uh, was that the name of the show?
yeah. Oh no, no, Gravity.
Gravity Falls. I'm so sorry. That felt wrong. Gravity Falls. And then I was kind of disappointed though because Waddles is not as big. I'm gonna get him. He's not as big as I wanted him to
Mm-hmm.
be, and he looks kind of skinny. But
Mm-hmm.
he's still mostly in a bag, just to preserve his plushiness. So, it's a challenge. Okay, Kenny shares that he only had one plushie, which was a life size Saint Bernard that his
Ooh,
mom
that's
bought from
nice.
Taiwan. Because of asthma, couldn't play with it much. Yeah, so I had a similar challenge. Like as my asthma developed in my adult years, then all the more I couldn't have stuffed toys were always marked by being dirty, and you can
Mm-hmm.
see our side duck is no longer bright yellow. So, so, so poor guy. So I gotta wash him and things like that. So, but they're very cute. And then we continue to occasionally collect super cute ones. And
Mm-hmm.
like see right above my shoulder is Duck God, and I kind of want a bigger one,
Mm-hmm.
but this one's super convenient because he
We
travels.
had a Totoro one, which was luxurious, but then got so dirty, and now we're so freaked out whenever it gets dirty. because it looks like it might get damaged whenever we wash it.
We haven't actually watched
We
it because
we
I'm
had
not
a
sure how to
we
wash.
had
We've just wiped it
the
down.
yeah the very careful dry wash
Because it still has its original Studio Ghibli store tag. And
Mm-mm.
like if we wash it, are we gonna take the tag off and stupid things like that? Because it's an official piece of merchandise. That's why the cat bus is also around. He's in a bag also.
We don't have a Gunther. Where are you seeing Gunther?
Oh, like a penguin? No, there's no penguins around. No.
Are you mistaking poor baboy to be Gunther?
Okay. We gotta talk about the challenge of Toby's pigs. So sooner or later, any pig stuffed toy gets called baboy. And then like there are like many pigs na. And then parang more often than not they're baboy. But this big black one behind Toby is like in my mind is the most baboy of all baboys because he has this really stupid look on his face and is oh my god. And then he just does it's just so stupid. But our friend Deck would always try to call him P-chan.
Mm-mm.
Like his tail is straightened out over time. Like, this used to be
Yeah, this
curled.
will be curled, and then he has this white spot.
Yeah. He used to try, it was a which was just a Ranma reference to call him P-chan. But then really he's just Baboy. Funnily, Toby had another Beanie Baby pig that he gave to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The peach one.
yeah, because in our early dating days when I was not single but we were dating, he so I gave him Wheelie, and then so that he could give me something, he gave me this plushy pig,
Mm-mm.
which was also Baboy,
Mm-mm.
and then the thing about it was that it smelled. I think you sprayed your cologne on it, or it just reeked of your cologne. I don't know why. Because
Probably
when you
Rick of
held
my
it,
phone.
because okay, that was a weird. That's a weird thing. Because we'd hold hands in the car, and then when I lift up, his hand somehow smells of his cologne. I don't know if it's the way you smear it on yourself. So
Spray naman, di naman smear.
hindi, but then like after spraying, parang pinapahid more because it sticks to your hand. And then when I hold your
Well, I
hand,
spray in the wrists.
okay,
So maybe it like
I don't
transfers.
know, but it because it I smell my palm and it's on my palm, so I don't know how it gets to your palm from your wrist. But that was the thing, and then I could like then I would remember that I remember I hung out with Toby, and
Mhm.
then Baboy smelled that way for a while,
Mhm.
uh, and then I just kind of hung on to this pig thing for a while, which was
Mhm.
tricky because I was in another relationship. But okay, but then so this plushy thing has always like played a funny role.
And then we used to store all of them on top of the bed back in Cubao.
Yes,
And
then
then
it reached
we
the point that there were too many of them, and then we
no
got
no we had to move them when Yoshi came into the picture
yeah. So
because Yoshi really hated some of them, and by hate we meant
he liked to play,
when he'd see them he'd like super focus, and then he'll start approaching it and
and of course, in full full irony, his favorite stuffed toy is
Mm-mm.
Baboy, but it is not that Baboy. It is another Baboy who is still here with us on the floor. But it's this other pig that has been repaired many times. She's
Mhm.
like very holy.
because Yoshi super loved to gnaw and rip at it.
Yeah, this is literally big. It became a chew toy for Yoshi,
Mm-mm.
and
And
then
then
Toby kept repairing it.
whenever we get damaged, he'd come to me with it, and then I'd fix it, and then he'll be happy again.
Oh, but then the funny thing with Yoshi is that which we never quite understood is that so he'll clamp down on Baboy. Sorry, like they're all Baboy toys, and then would start dragging it backwards,
Mhm.
and then he'd be like moving backwards all throughout the house. But this Hana, if it was just like he'd park under a
No, but he'd go
table,
around in
but he's
circles.
literally going around forever and ever dragging the pig, never quite for further damaging it. He just
Mm.
stayed clamped on it. If you tugged at it, he wouldn't let go. He'd growl a bit,
Mm.
but
Mm-mm.
then he would just kind of move backwards the whole time. So funny. Kenny was asking where the black pig is from. It looks like it came from South Park. It came from Blue Magic. Or some no, Tickles. It came from Tickles.
Yeah, I think it was a tickle pig.
And it has no name. It was just like, oh, look at
Look at that face.
look how stupid this pig looks, and then we got the pig. So that was it. Because there's another pig, which is Pigger.
Yeah, Pigger, who's the bigger pig.
Pigger is the bigger pig because he's just hot. I'm gonna get Pigger. Okay, I'm gonna get Pigger and Waddles. So go. What other stories do you have?
So yeah, and note that we're not limited to animals. Many of you have seen this before. It is our
Yeah, it was food. Okay, so I got a few stupid things. So Waddles is sadly in bag. Wait, but I can take him out because the bag
just
is
the
not
light a
sealed.
bit so you can show stuff without glaring. There.
But see, it's such a tiny Waddle. It's
Mm-mm.
cute, but it's so small. It's not. It's not what I wanted out of the pig.
Mm-mm.
And then, this was like super indulgent. It's a Starbucks Merlion bear.
Limited.
And it's so annoying because it's literally he's dressed as a merlion. He's not a merlion. He is a bear wearing a merlion costume. Okay. There's oh, this one was like I attended a
Yeah,
Pokemon
you had
event
that event.
at Singapore, and then I was asking Toby because like there's a cute Pikachu plush that
Which
I
you
wanted
have.
to get. Yeah, which I got. Which I didn't bring out.
Yeah.
But then I was asking Toby, what else do we get? And I was sending him photos real time. And then Toby's like, look at this one, he looks so stupid. And okay, so we ended up with the Mimikyu. And it's very appropriately Toby because it's this sad pretending to be a Pikachu
Oh,
ghost
that's cool.
Pokemon.
Burr lion.
Yeah. So there's that. This is Pigger because he's the bigger pig. And see, he's kind of dirty.
And look, he looks so sungit. He looks so no nonsense big.
And
With
then
his tail has unraveled.
I don't know why I keep this in the bag, but then it's the Irving's duck. When I could still eat salted egg stuff.
we
and then,
so wanted to get one of those. When we saw it.
yeah, that's like I wanted. So it was around the time of opening when they were opening that I paid,
Okay, wait.
and it wasn't free because like you had to pay for the darn
Since we
thing.
have stuff, I think we better do the post. So grab your stuffed toy.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to use bigger? I can get
We
that.
can keep Pigger in the middle. Okay, fine, and get Baduy.
And then we'll talk about this deadly duo.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have side duck still as well. There. Right.
Parang walang frenzy side. But visible pa rin si duck pad.
Or
Okay.
should you hold I'll use bigger to cover the lower part of side duck. There. So kasama si side duck. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about
See, isn't Waddles too small? She's too small.
this evil duo.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna explain Tiger and Duck. Why do you have Tiger and Duck? Because they're like Beanie Baby keychain
Mhm.
things.
So these two are the most devious pair ever. And they have probably traveled more times than I have.
Sadly. Sadly.
And for a brief moment in time, they even were in social media.
Yeah, because and that was like a running gag. Like I was telling Toby, because Toby would like to make stupid stories with them, and then it was telling them that like I was telling him, like you should make like a Tumblr or an Instagram just for Tiger and Duck's adventures.
Mm-mm. So Tiger and Duck just happened to be among those that we got.
They
And
predate me. You had them now when I met you. I don't know why you
Yeah.
had these beanies.
But then they have that face. Look at that face. They always look like they're up to something. And the idea was Tiger would be eloquent, would be
British.
very British, and would talk about things in depth. And then Duck would just quack, and that means
you have to do dialogue.
no.
Like how would Tiger react to Dune?
No.
You have to do it.
No.
You have to do it.
No.
Please.
No. No, I'm shy.
Do the voice.
It's been so long. I don't even remember how this voice sounds anymore.
It sounds a little like Shark.
They all sound the same. But Tiger would like use long running sentences and would overthink things. Um, the Dune movie. How do we talk about the Dune movie? So Tiger might be like, I personally think that Dune movie was quite interesting. Don't you think so? All the sand, all the worms, but not enough weird navigators. Quack. And it will be long conversations like that. And yeah, it didn't become a brand. It could have been. But I was weirded out if we use this as the brand because we might get sued for.
Yeah, because they're officially Beanie Babies.
But at the same time, look at that face. Look at that face.
I think it's the blank stare on Duck's face that is the dangerous one. And then it was always the running gag was that they were always scheming, and then because of their size, then they would appear in different places. So I
Mhm.
would typically post because okay, you ever remember that customs form where it says, "Did you pack your own luggage?" Okay, obviously I did not always pack my own luggage. Toby would help me pack luggage. I would bring out all the clothes I'm going to bring with me on a trip, on a work trip, and then he'll pack it for me. And then like I know he's gonna try to sneak something in, but okay, we're not gonna think about it. And it's only when I arrive in Singapore and I unpack my stuff, then I will discover where the kids are today. And to be fair, they're in different places every time.
Although it didn't start with the trips.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
started with the.
Plays.
It started.
They started watching theater with us.
And no, it started with surprises when you get home.
Yes.
So you'd get home, I'd be drunk and asleep, but then you'd find that the kids were up to something.
There would be these different tableaus at home.
With with
Speech bubbles.
yeah, with speech bubbles. Sometimes it'd be a moving plot where it's something at the door, and then it goes to the kitchen, and then it goes to the bathroom.
I don't know. These are the things that Toby does. And then like I've never like turned the tables and done the same. And they've made it all the way to this place because I've come home once and then they were all having a meeting. All the different stuffed animals had because we had quite a number of devices at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So had different computers and tablets. But Baboy,
Bye-bye.
so stupid. He was staring at an open eyeglass case
Because it was Baboy.
because he's Baboy. So there are these inherent personalities. Funnily, okay, one of Toby's rescue stuffed toys is this hedgehog
Mm-hmm.
who has been in storage because
Yeah.
he is too dangerous.
Yeah. And
Because he's the mastermind.
and he's he you can't even let him go. He like fall. You can't sit on his
He's
own.
a weird weighted porcupine or hedgehog.
It's almost like Berlion in the terms of
Indeed, isn't it? I mean, there's some
Yeah.
slight beans at the bottom, but oh my god! So that hedgehog keeps rolling off,
mm-mm.
and then I don't know why the narrative became that he's the ultimate mastermind, always plotting things, much to the detriment of Baboy. It's like Baboy's always like caught in the middle. So, because Tiger and Duck, while scheming, are ultimately just cosmopolitan and world travelers. They don't want to take over the world. They just want to
Mm.
see it. I think the hedgehog, who doesn't quite have a name,
No.
who's always like the
Which
hedgehog.
best villains don't have a name.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
Duck and Tiger would go on those trips, and then Baboy would be inget. So he tried to hide in the baggage after the trip.
That's so stupid because this only happened when we officially had two luggage pieces, and I bring one for trips, and then I got home and discovered that Baboy was in the other luggage,
Waiting.
waiting to go on the trip. So Toby really should just write these. If Toby made TikTok, like if Toby did TikTok now and then did those kind of things, I think it would make sense. Oh my god, I was just I did a TikTok because Toby did something recently, and
Yeah, the meeting. Because
I was cooking.
Wait, they're friends. Yeah.
I was cooking, and then I got back to my computer, and then they were all at my desk, and No Face was looking
But
up.
these are
No
their
Face.
new friends.
Yeah, these were like knit things we got from an ESGS event, I
Mhm.
think. And then, so I posted it on TikTok, and it is officially my most viewed TikTok. It has nearly 7,000 views for these shenanigans, and I don't
Yeah.
know. I think it's because I hashtag the things my boyfriend does. Because
Mhm.
really, really,
But there, see, look at that four. Aren't they a foursome
because
too?
they're of similar size, and then now all four sneak into my luggage when I travel. So I don't know. This is just Toby's thing. This is just Toby's thing. Okay. Yeah. So the stuffed animal situation is like kind of crazy, and then admittedly we talk about like we should probably reduce the collection because they're
Mm.
just gathering dust or they're just in storage. But it's so hard because
And
I don't have the heart to get rid
the
of them.
first few months we were here, we still had most of them out.
Mm.
And we realized, okay, this is really getting dusty quickly and all that. So we had to move them
No,
to the
actually,
plastic
the first
storage.
times we were here, we didn't bring them out because we packed them up when we moved to Cubao. Moved from
No, but we
Cubao.
had a bunch of them out. I remember there were.
Yeah, there were still some, but then yeah, it's like we've been shuffling them around. But then
Mhm.
as you know, because like I know we opened it up looking for something and like oh I miss Figure I miss Baboy.
Then we brought them out.
So yeah, so okay, my easiest solution for washing for cleaning stuffed toys is send it to a laundromat,
Yes.
which is expensive.
Dry cleaning.
It's not necessarily dry cleaning, but then they take care when they wash it. And
Mhm.
um because when you read different stuff, so number one, it goes without saying that most stuffed toys are probably hand washed. Okay.
Mhm.
And it really depends on the treatment of it. And I don't have good examples now, but again, let's if you think about this one. So this one's not so bad. It's embroidery, so that should like kind of survive. But a lot of stuffed toys have like wires inside,
Yeah,
so they
to make
don't
them postable.
for posability. So that doesn't go well for laundry. And then like these little beanie babies, the fact that they have these keychain attachments make them really terrible. So your safest is really like lightly brushing them with a damp cloth,
Mhm.
which seems counterintuitive because you will smear some of the dirt around. Um, or you can use a toothbrush,
Yeah.
but very gently in terms
Mhm.
of brushing. But it's difficult. So they're not most plushies are not machine washable. I can't imagine what we're gonna do with these darn knit ones because they're definitely hand wash only. And then um,
Ah.
oops, there are things like which is not evident here, but ducks hair, you know how sometimes they're like troll hair where it has a different texture, so that's a treated fabric. Okay, and
Mhm.
then washing it with too strong a detergent
Will destroy
will
the
destroy
texture.
it. That's
Yeah.
our problem with our Totoro.
Yes.
The Totoro has a lot of very distinct details, very treated material, and it's probably not going to survive washes. So we haven't figured that out. So I don't have a great solution for you. I've looked it up. I've as obsessed I am with laundry and cleaning.
I'm looking for my old stuff. Oh, I think this is it.
It's not easy to find ways to clean them. The more often than not, it's a different combinations of brushing them, wiping them, but not necessarily full on immersing. But you can like soak them briefly, but then your bigger challenge is getting them clean, getting them dry. So because you want them fully dry.
See.
Oh my god, the dinosaur thing.
Yeah. So see how many we bring home when we used to go. That's the alligator from Peter Pan,
Mm.
and then the dinosaur I think is from Foundation. But yeah. And look, there's the Shamu. There's all those others. We had like so many.
My Shamu was not that big. My Shamu was about waddle size, so just about that big. So there's that challenge, and then I haven't really invested into a lot of experiments for cleaning. Oh my god. So it's hard to like continually collect and then like not figure out how to maintain them well. And just having them this close is already like I can feel the dust. So
Yeah, I think that's where I trace back my fascination with stuffed toys. That they really connect to
characters.
old memories that
Mm.
were born when the family used to travel. Let me just tilt this down so the kids are in the shot.
Yeah, I oh it's funny, like We used to have my sister had this really big teddy bear. He was
Mhm.
about yay big, I think. And then he had that the hard nose, but parang it had a leatherette
Mhm.
cover under the shiny plastic, over the shiny plastic, and then it started to rip. And then um, I remember this. I have vague details, but their school or nearby the area, I forget if it was the
Mhm.
school or the library in the U.S. They did a teddy bear clinic,
Mhm.
and then literally it was just people trying to repair teddy bears. So they like stitch the nose
Mhm.
and stuff and things like that, and then there were loose arms, and they would just stitch the arms and add a bit more stuffing. So it was this cute little activity where all these kids were just bringing their teddy bears, and I think in exchange it was like donate also toys and whatnot, and just raise awareness for blah blah blah. I don't know. I was too young
Mhm.
to fully remember it, but I just super remember that there was a teddy bear clinic. So
But
fun
generally,
things.
if you're not doing the cleaning yourself, most recommend dry cleaning because dry cleaning, they
Not really, because dry cleaning, it's a different chemical thing. Eh.
but are they usually, ready for more complicated um,
So you can, they say,
machine wash? Yeah,
but it always depends on the
and
fabric.
you
So look,
normally ask to remove the stuffing
yeah,
first.
if the stuffed animal contains polystyrene foam, foam beads, or excelsior, do not clean in the washing
Mm.
machine. If it contains leather, natural fur, mohair, wool, so you don't. And then um
Yeah, I don't think it'll be here because this is still recommendations on how to do it at home.
Kasi kanina, that's why I searched this looking for dry cleaning. I think the article has changed since the snippet. But
There,
um
because most do a dry method of cleaning, which is
yeah,
different
yeah,
from dry
yeah.
cleaning.
I don't think they recommend dry cleaning. I remember I read that they don't necessarily recommend. So it's always this surface cleaning with a toothbrush and baking soda and whatnot. Because they don't even recommend detergent, because standard detergent is too strong.
Yeah.
Because especially if it's like very poofy, very fluffy stuffed
Mm.
animals, then it will affect them. That's why I don't mind like so Pigger is a survivor.
Super
He's
dusty.
pretty dusty, but then very solid, and then like he doesn't have excessive fur, so
Mm-mm.
then it's not so bad to brush. And I've done the brush method here and there. Like I try to
Mm.
maintain them, but it's a lot of work, obviously. So yeah, if you look at how to clean stuff.net, it gives you this whole dry method: baking soda, cornmeal, wheat germ. It's just like because they're using a powder to absorb stuff
Mm-mm.
and all these things. The wet method's okay too, but again, it's like you will need, a vacuum cleaner or a lint roller, a brush, and then you surface clean. You use the vacuum and all that. So I
Mm.
want a nice hand vac or a nice vacuum attachment that because you see those TikTok videos every now and then of these people in China cleaning stuffed animals, and then it's like a Winnie the Pooh, and then it's this
Half
whole
is like super
stripe
clean.
of cleanness. I want those. So if there are leads and like how we can do that, that'll be fine. I don't have a wet vac at the moment. I could get around to that. So yeah.
So Kenny asks, which is your favorite? I,
Ugh.
I think I think as far as if we could only keep one, probably be Baboy.
Which baboy? That's an unfair answer.
Exactly.
I don't have a super super favorite, but then like I can't imagine I can't
Yeah, these
imagine
kids
life
have
without
to
the
be there,
kids.
but I don't see these anymore because as plushies. Because these four are like,
Oh, but then obviously I like duck cut.
yeah, that god is fun. I'm really surprised we found that god.
The problem with duck cut is that he's so judgy, and then it's like even if you turn him from the side, though, he's like staring at you.
Mm.
The fact that we have him in the bedroom and then he has clear view of the bed, obviously he has a lot to judge, and but he's my favorite character from Spirited Away. He's actually not our first duck god. And I keep getting these little things.
The The toy one.
Well, they're all toys.
Well, not stuffed toy, basically.
He's a I can't see him, but he's a here. He's hiding. But he's still a plushie, but he's a keychain.
Mm.
But he's so small
Yeah.
compared to, but kind of same degree as stupid. But the clincher problem with him is just that, what's this? Uh, he doesn't have a towel. So this duck god has the towel, and I just love the proportions of this one. Even though I
Mm.
know that in the cartoon he was much longer and
Mm.
then kind of blobby.
But then we have the tags, so we're kind
Yeah,
of
they still have their Ghibli tags.
so we don't
Like,
wanna ruin the tags by washing them.
okay, I guess
All
I
this
guess
time,
that
I thought that was Gunther from Adventure Time.
Gunther is a penguin, so that he would be black. So no, no.
Baboy can be Gunther.
Duck God judges you right now. Look at that with his beady eyes that are practically though on the sides of his head. Hiya, hiya. And we have it reached the point that we were really like getting all these Studio Ghibli ones,
Yeah.
um, which are all dust magnets. So I can reach it.
You are very brave.
It's like we have this small, but look, he's supposed to be white. He's so dirty. See?
The smaller Totoro.
Yeah, and then there's the other one I can't reach, but there's a Makoro strip,
Mm-mm.
who is probably very good. So yeah, okay, I will leave it at that. So, yeah. So this is the collection as it grows. Okay. Um. All right. So what else do you want to mention on the plushie department? Um. Oh, funny thing like Blue Magic. I
Mhm.
had never purchased anything from Blue Magic in my life
Mm.
until I started hanging out with Toby. Then
And
we would actually go in and look at Blue Magic.
and surprisingly, I wasn't as happy with Blue Magic compared to like Tickles and
Tickles
other
is
stuff.
always
Right?
tempting.
Because Tickles has the really funny, weird ones, whereas Blue Magic feels very commercialized.
Yeah, and then it's like all those like things shaped like food.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the fried chicken pillows and
Mm.
whatnot. And then we've been tempted to get other things. And then this isn't even the biggest bigger. There are bigger piggers.
Mm-mm.
Biggest. So um that are just not practical to bring around. And then just I know. I know. So yeah,
Then
challenges.
we're at Singapore, there was that shop with the Ghibli stuff, which it's always tempting when they do have stuff, even
Or
if we have already some of
or
them.
is this Books Kinokuniya has a dedicated
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli area, and then that's where I got most of our plushies, our puzzles, our other
Because
figurines.
like there was the cat from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah,
There was the Totoro with the leaf. There was
different size Totoros.
so always tempting, but also very expensive.
Very expensive. Like every time I get one, and it's like, oh crap. So for context, it's like, ooh, I'm getting GST. Because I got one thing, and once it added to my book purchase, I'm super getting GST.
Mhm.
So things like that. That's why most of my most expensive Singapore purchases are always at Books Kinokuniya, because I'll typically get one Studio Ghibli thing. I know that Fully Booked also has a Studio Ghibli counter these days, but it's never as robust
Mhm.
as the one in Books Kinokuniya. Same thing with like when they had the Tintin store, it still wasn't quite as fun as the Tintin store in Singapore also. So your mileage will vary.
And then lately, we haven't really thought of adding new stuff
We've been
toys.
very controlled
Mm.
about adding to the collection. Although, I gotta admit, this is still a fairly recent acquisition, along with Pikachu and
Mhm.
Mimikyu. Even your fishball one, the
Yeah,
squid ball, sorry, the
yeah, which
squid
was from
balls.
an event. Yeah.
Yeah, which is an event that just couldn't help but pick up some. So So, and even those pigs, wait lang wait lang. One is a gift from your office to
Mm-mm.
match the other one you got. And does it do anything?
No, they're just heavy.
They're just heads.
They're like the heads from the Spirited Away
You just
movie.
wanna you just wanna call them the oi oi heads. Okay, oi 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 oi. All right. Okay. So yes,
So we
so
haven't seen a no face stuff toy.
a nice big one. No, that's
Yeah,
why this one became
yeah.
so important. Cthulhu was a bonus. It's
And
like
then
why not get an elder
and then
god?
we almost got into stuffed toys for um what's his name? The lazy
Oh,
egg
Gudetama.
Gudetama.
I actually have a weird one from
Yeah,
Changi Airport, which is a Gudetama and a bird's nest.
yeah, that's there.
But it doesn't feel distinctly Gudetama because
Yeah,
he's still an egg.
and it looks more Pokemon.
But it was a thing. My sister helped me. My sister and my brother-in-law helped me get them. So hey, cool.
Mm-mm.
I don't regret it. And then
It's also
there's
still in its bag.
and it's still in its bag. And then there's this weird intersection of stuffed toys and functionality. So Toby has that pig hat that the ears flap. See, look. So it's not super obvious, but it's Gudetama in a nest with like two other eggs that have Gudetama faces on them. But it doesn't quite feel meh enough to be
Mm-mm.
super super Gudetama, but it's still cute. Okay. So many stuffed toys in bags.
And these are just what you can readily show right now. We still
Yeah,
have
yeah.
again the
We
bin.
still have the stuff in storage.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Um, what else? What else is stuff toy related we can talk about?
What is there a stuffed toy you want? Like if what do you hope that there would be a stuffed toy of? Because for the longest time I thought it would be Wee Bear Bears, and I got it. So
Mm,
what would be your thing?
I think an Omu. An
I should have
Omu
foreseen
with
this. I should
posable
have foreseen
with
this.
posable legs.
Toby really loves those Omu. I don't know
Or
why.
worse, it's a stuffed toy Omu, but then it has a glove. So you wear the glove and you're the wouldn't that be genius?
And that's our show.
Because you could like dun, 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 dun. What? You can visualize it, right?
This just stresses, of all the Studio Ghibli movies, we keep coming back to that one. Oh, and then okay, and then how do we talk about Fred? Fred is not a stuffed toy, but
Fred is a dice bag.
Fred is a dice bag, but yeah, he's a this very distinctly sandworm with the double flap, which is very Lynchian, so I appreciate.
And then the
Um,
T.
oh, Kenny says he really hopes for a high quality Jake the dog plushie. Oh, that's true. The Adventure Time stuff toys that we've seen, not the greatest things in the
Yeah.
world. They don't. So,
What?
and this is also not the first time that they've been in there. There was the course of a week that he would eat a new one every day,
Mhm.
and then they would all, until they all disappeared inside.
But yeah, we haven't seen good Adventure Time ones. We used to. There was a point in time wherein we only see good pirated ones. But for Adventure Time, even the pirated ones were bad.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like there were good pirated Totoros. There were wee bears that were pirated that looked interesting also.
Oh, sorry. It really Kenny's like surprised. No, it really is a dice bag. It's designed as a dice bag because, and I'll grab the thing. There's a literal bag. There's a draw cord.
Yeah, the pouches there inside
So there's a pouch inside the worm.
to keep the dice.
It's a grist knife. Okay, so we're gonna have to talk about Dune in a month. Okay,
The nice teeth.
the teeth are super awesome. They're not painful. I've already geeked over this in another episode. But
Mm-mm.
Fred.
For those interested in having your own dice trays slash stuffed toy made, check out the
Owlbear
Owlbear Scaven.
Scavenge. Not
Um,
a promoted post,
yeah,
but they're awesome because it was a custom order that we did.
yeah. And then
As
one of the products they have is if you have a loved one you miss and you have something of theirs, like a shirt or a, um, you can give them the cloth and they can create a stuffed toy using that cloth as a memorabilia. So that's one thing nice also. Okay, so what else? What else did we tackle? What did we miss in tackling?
I don't know. I think we covered pretty much everything, and
Mhm.
we've been talking for nearly an hour, which surprises me.
Mhm.
But that's how we are with these little
I
story
don't
things.
think we will ever get those super giant stuff toys.
Okay, yeah, we've never been into the ridiculously
Mm.
the ones that are like they take up half your bed.
Yeah, kasi kung ganun, I'd rather get a pillow. What?
This is our other challenge. Is that Toby's always like, "Hey, you want to get pillows?" And then like, we already have four on the bed,
Which is less than what we used to have.
which is less than what we used to have. But then, kasi when there's so many pillows, then it's like so much going on. And I am okay with just one pillow under my head.
Mm.
Toby's had varying number of pillows around, and then there's the bolster,
Mm-mm.
and then we
There
used to have
used to be
more bolsters.
multiple bolsters.
But then Yoshi also attacked na one of them.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
And then
anyway.
Yoshi claimed one of them as his own.
Yeah. Um, so I feel like the space in Toby's brain that celebrates plushies also celebrates
Mm.
pillows, and then they're in that same world. And I just don't want the impracticality of a super giant stuffed
Mm-mm.
animal. So never, please, never consider giving us a ridiculously large stuffed animal. We will laugh at it for the duration of the party and celebrate it, and then quickly donate it to someone.
Quickly worry about how we can
Carousel na
give
yan.
it to someone.
So, all these things. Just take it away, pay for shipping.
Mm. So yeah, and I think that to close. Um, some people throw away stuffed toys. We try to find new owners.
That's true.
It's always nicer if you could have someone else use it or keep it. Um,
I guess because they have a greater challenge, a greater potential for anthropomorphic storytelling, and then you assign personalities and stuff. Hence, ang tanga ni baboy and all these things. But I mean, you're not. and I don't know. And then in particular for us, that's why I if you go to the Baduy Pride website, there's actually a blog tag for the kids, and if you
mm,
look for the kids, it would be times that I had documented other misadventures that Toby had prepared for me. Like, but I'm still annoyed at the time that they were all looking up, and then yung pala kasi there was this like origami ceiling cat.
it's still there.
I know. I hate ceiling cat. I don't know. It just freaks me out. I super hate ceiling cat. Ceiling cat is not a stuffed animal. He is just a paper thing that was printed out and stuck to the ceiling, and I only could see it because Toby made everybody go, huh?
And wasn't it positioned in the toilet?
It's moved. It moved around. There was a time it was near the front door. The time it was above the little hallway
Yeah.
to the bedroom. Uh, it was in the bedroom one time. So I don't like ceiling cat. Okay. That's going to be the end of the show. What a weird note to end this on. So,
So yeah, so that's our episode on plushies. Oh wait, the psychology behind it.
is
Why
it
why do you think plushies are such a thing for people? Because like
because
for me, I connected to my that the joyful memories of my family
I
back
think it
then.
just ties to things like so we have a natural tendency to look for faces in things.
Mm,
Plushies are designed to literally have faces, and then from there it makes it easier to assign names, personality, identity,
Mhm.
story. They are an early artifact for make believe play,
Mhm.
for that kind of imagined storytelling, um and then it just builds affinity in that sense. But then yeah, and I think as you grow older, stuffed animals, like many things, but because they're so emotionally evocative, because they have faces, expressions, then they all the more tie to memories. And especially, like, a lot of people give stuffed animals as a way to commemorate special things.
Mhm.
They can be because it's your first time to a theme park, it represents travel, it's a
Mhm.
souvenir, or it's a gift of someone who traveled,
Mhm.
it's a gift from a loved one. So many romantic gestures end up being stuffed animal related. And so you even just the way that they're passed around and given weaves so much
Mhm.
story and personal value. So I think that that's what drives it. Kenny says they're the easiest pets to have. That's true. That's
Mhm.
true. And like, hence us guessing, joking for the longest time that the kids were the kids because we didn't have pets. We can't have kids.
Mhm.
So we had stuffed animals, and then we had a dog. Then
Mhm.
all the kids had to run because and suddenly I remember that weird purple cat you got, the
Mhm.
one where his legs are like permanently
Mhm.
stuck out, and
Mhm.
then
Yoshi
Yoshi
really.
went for that one
Yeah,
also.
Yoshi sobrang would stare at it, and then when you move it, you see him following it, and
I don't know if it's the color, it's or because it looks like it's a cat in like an attack stance,
mhm.
and it's like it was like this big. We'll never stop. We'll
But
never run out of
Yoshi never
stories.
really destroyed toys.
That's the funny thing. He
Just
never really destroyed.
just his favorite one, his best friend
And then even that, like, it was
from
clearly
playing.
not. It was just through because he drags it around the house
Mm-mm.
while biting the one arm, and then with this funny little butt wiggle move,
Mm-mm.
backwards move. So I have a few videos of that
Yeah, same.
online because
I have one actually. So yeah, so I guess that's it. That's our episode on plushies. I guess we should start a business where people can order a stuffed toy to be sent to someone they're breaking up with. Para naman hindi naman laging positive ang stuff.
it scares me that you thought of that just now.
But it works,
You
right?
only thought of
And then
that
you can like,
now.
nakakainis siya! And then you tear it up. Oh, diba? Perfect market. The stuffed toy pa will look like the person who broke up with you. Gold mine. That's our show. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you'll watch it again next time.
Would you? Okay. Well, if you have questions or suggestions for future episodes, you can fill up the Google form at bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas. Thanks again to Mitch for suggesting this topic and even giving us a bit of an outline of how to cover it. Okay. You can follow us on Twitter, Altobi No Shade, RG Sunico.
You can also check out our blog, budaypray.com, for all the previous episodes and stuff about us.
Oops, where to go? Feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below and let us know what are your favorite stuffed animals, the ones that were lost, the ones that you can never let go of. We would love to hear from you. And be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether in Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream. Once again, I'm
And
Rocky,
I'm Toby.
and
And
this
this
is
is
Baduy
Baduy
Pride.
Pride.